Hey, what's up guys? It's No-Ride here, and good morning. But I know there's been this craze of e-bikes lately, so I ended up pulling the trigger and buying an e-bike. This is the ECOTRIC Vortex. I got it off eBay, and it was about $728 with the 2-year insurance. I just wanted to give my review if anyone's looking for a cheap bike, because I know there's a bunch of them out there, but there's a lot of expensive ones. So the reason that I got this was because I do Doordash, and the price of gas is just ridiculous right now. So to have an e-bike that takes no gas and it's just cheap to replace everything except for the battery, it just made a lot of sense. And there's a lot more calls with this because there's not as much competition. But what I did notice in my first couple weeks of riding this bike is it does have a couple problems since it's so cheap. One of the main things was the brakes. I don't think the brakes are up to like regular bike standards. And also another thing is the tubes in here. So within my first week, I already had to replace both of the tubes. They both popped on the same day. But I wanted to talk about range also. The thing I like about this bike is it has the big regular size wheels. There's some that have the small wheels. But the small wheels, it's harder to ride if you put it onto regular mode. So most of the time I've been riding this on the low gear mode. There's three modes. There's low, medium, and high. So what I like to do is go to Marina del Rey, which is like 8 miles from here. And my goal is to just use this up the hills, and the rest of the time I just turn it off. So that way when I get to Marina, I'll have as much range as I need to get the food there quick and make it back to the main spot where I get all the calls. So I would say if you're being conservative, the range you could get is about like 40 to 50 miles. I mean, you could get unlimited if you just turn the battery off, but no one's gonna turn the battery off on their e-bike. But yeah. Also, I just want to talk about one more negative thing about this bike, which is the shocks on here are terrible. You feel every single bump, every bump. Like these little cracks on the floor, dude, you feel all of those. And it's not that fun, but it gets the job done, man. For like $600–700 to get 40–50 range without your battery dying, I would say that's a good deal. Another thing I want to touch on is the battery and how long it takes to charge. So for me, it took like 4 to 5 hours to get it back to 100%, which is not bad. You know, I go do my morning shift, and then I can charge it during, or if I want to stay out there, there's a Starbucks out there that has a charger. So I would just plug it in maybe like an hour or two, because I usually don't use all the battery, and it gets the job done. It's not bad. Yeah, so since this is from eBay, I know when I got it, I was kind of confused on how to use the whole thing. So I'm just gonna go through everything and just say how to use it. So the battery, this is the key where it locks it. So if you have it somewhere and it's like locked up, no one can steal your battery. This little thing shows how much charge you have. This is the control up here, power on. This is for walking. It gives you a little power when you're walking, so it's not too heavy, because the bike is extremely heavy, especially with the battery. This is to switch the modes, and this is your battery levels. So you also do have a Shimano 7-speed shifter on this side. This is to shift it up, and this is to shift it down. This is the throttle. That uses the most battery. I usually don't use the throttle. That's about it. The brakes. Yeah, there's also one other thing I don't really like about the bike, and I found that out like first day of riding it. So when you're turning the front wheel, sometimes it scrapes against your foot, and it's pretty dangerous if you're going fast, so just keep that in mind. Try not to turn the front to steer it too much. Try to just lean more so than turn your feet. But overall, I would have to say for $700 within 2-year insurance, it's a good deal. I would definitely recommend. Just to keep in mind though, just to make it better, go get a tune-up, go get your brakes checked. Make sure to have an extra tube on you and a patch kit. Just the usual bike stuff. Just make sure you're prepared for whatever happens. I was not prepared, and I had to walk from Marina del Rey all the way home. So the tire popped and I got off, and I'm like, man, I'll just walk it. But then when you come from an e-bike to walking, it's like the difference in speed is crazy. So my brother had to come with our car, which is a Honda Accord. So we had to put it in the back, front first, and I had to hold the front wheel through the back little door that opens up. I don't want to do that again, so we gotta have a good tube.